If you're watching this, then the email was right about everything. I hate opening with something that dramatic, but there's no clever way to soften what happened. I'm only sitting here, forcing myself to talk about this because the damn thing hasn't stopped clawing at the back of my mind since the moment it appeared in my inbox. I know how that sounds. I tried, really tried, to convince myself it was a glitch, a spoofed address, a dumb prank, anything other than what it claimed to be. But you'll understand soon enough why I couldn't shrug it off. Most nights, my routine is painfully predictable. I microwave cheap noodles, doom scroll, pretend I'm above the content I consume, then check my inbox out of pure muscle memory, even though no one ever emails me anything meaningful. It's monotony you could map with GPS. And maybe that's exactly why the contrast hit so hard, because last night wasn't supposed to be different. Same chair, same flickering desk lamp, same overheating laptop bracing for retirement. Nothing unusual until everything was. It hit my inbox at 2:14 a.m. exactly. Not a second off. The subject line was blank, which already irritated me. Blank subject lines always feel like someone breathing too close behind you. But the timestamp stopped me cold. Dated tomorrow, 12 hours from the moment I was reading it. And the sender? My name. My exact email. Not a close match. Not a spoof. It looked exactly like messages I've sent myself at work to remember deadlines I never meet. Still, skepticism dies hard. So I opened it expecting the usual garbage. A shady link, a scam, a threat. But there was no link. No attachments. Just one short line of text that hit with the weight of a confession whispered in the dark. You need to listen to me because tonight is the beginning. I let out this stupid half-laugh. More of a cough of disbelief than actual amusement. I told myself maybe I wrote it while half asleep. Maybe my account got scraped. Maybe some bored troll pieced together enough info to mess with me. Anything normal. Anything human. But then I saw the greeting. The nickname. The one thing no one could have known. A private scrap of childhood my father used on me before memory fully formed. A name I'd never spoken out loud, never posted online, never shared with anyone. It was typed casually, like we'd just spoken yesterday. That's when something cold slipped under my ribs. That's when denial stopped working. Something, or someone, knew exactly who I was, down to the quiet corners of me I didn't even think about anymore. And the email wasn't done. There was one more line. A blade slid between the words. Don't make the same mistake I did. It happens tonight. I haven't slept since. And I know you're going to want more. So fine. I'll show you the first lines that I didn't read the whole email at once. I couldn't. The words felt like stepping onto a broken stair in the dark. You don't want to put your full weight on anything until you know it can hold you. But the first prediction was vague enough that I convinced myself it wasn't a prediction at all. The lights will go first. Don't panic. It's only beginning. I shrugged it off. Coincidence bait. A mind trick. Whatever. But an hour after reading it, the apartment flickered like someone was breathing on the power grid. Then everything cut out. Total blackout. My building loses power sometimes, but the timing hit too perfectly. I sat there in the dark, telling myself it was fine, that my brain was connecting dots that didn't exist. But then my phone buzzed with a single notification. No sender. No up. Just a timestamp. 2:14 a.m. The same minute the email had arrived. That got under my skin in a way nothing else had. I tried calling my friend Lena for grounding. She always mocks my paranormal gremlin phase, so I figured she'd set me straight. I told her, hey, weird question, but have you ever gotten an email from yourself? I heard her laugh, but something felt off. Her voice dipped halfway through the second sentence, like someone else breathed over the line. A second voice, faint, a whisper that didn't belong to her, said, not yet. I snapped upright. Lena, did you hear that? Hear what? She asked. Dude, are you messing with me? You sound freak. I'm fine, lead. My power's out. Then go to sleep, she said, and stop reading creepy Reddit garbage before bed. I almost told her everything, but the whisper still echoed in my head. I hung up. The second prediction hit the next morning. You'll see yourself where you shouldn't be. Don't trust the reflection. Felt melodramatic. The type of horror movie line you'd roll your eyes at. I even joked aloud. Yeah, okay, future me. Real, original. But when I went to brush my teeth, something glitchy crawled across the bathroom mirror. Not a jump scare, just wrongness. A half-frame delay between my movement and my reflection, like it was buffering. And for a split second, my reflection didn't match my expression. My face smiled, even though I absolutely wasn't. I stumbled back, slipped on the tile, and bolted out of the bathroom with toothpaste still in my mouth. I waited 5 minutes before checking again. The mirror looked normal. Too normal. Like it wanted to pretend nothing happened. By then I was done pretending this was a prank. I dug through forums, deep web threads, old stories. Anything about time-distorted messages or emails from impossible timestamps. Turns out, there are whispers online. Cases where people claimed they got warnings from versions of themselves that didn't make it. Messages that predicted small things first, then spiraled into something no one ever posts the ending to. Every thread stopped after a final update that read something like, "I think it's starting again." Around noon, my coworker Aaron pulled me aside. "You good, man? You're jumpy. Like off." I almost told him the truth, but what was I supposed to say? Hey, my future self is emailing me and my reflection has lag issues. Instead, I muttered, "Didn't sleep." He scanned my face. "You look like you saw a ghost." "I think a ghost saw me," I said before thinking. He blinked. "Bro, get coffee." I checked the email again after work, hoping the predictions ended there. But the next line dropped into my stomach like ice. "The next part isn't about you. It's about someone you love." And that's when the real danger started. I kept telling myself it was still just me on the other end. Just older, tired, desperate. But the deeper I scrolled into the email, the less human the writing became. Not weird grammar or typos. Not autocorrect failures. I mean, the text itself looked like it was breaking. Words repeated in ways that didn't make sense, fractured echoes, like someone trying to remember language after forgetting how mouth works. Some sentences ended mid-thought, replaced by strings of symbols I couldn't copy, like the characters only existed long enough for me to read them before dissolving. And the timestamps, God, they didn't stay still. Every time I looked back, they shifted, sometimes ahead, sometimes behind, sometimes entirely impossible like 00:00/00:00. Like time itself couldn't hold what was happening. One line struck me harder than the rest. It wasn't a warning. It was almost an apology. "I'm trying. I'm losing pieces. I don't know which parts of me are still mine." That was the moment a new fear cracked open in me. This wasn't just an email from the future. This wasn't just older me typing in panic. Whatever sent this, whatever version of me wrote it, wasn't intact anymore. As if to prove the point, a voice note appeared beneath the text. "No notificación, no sender." It simply materialized, labeled with my own name. I hesitated, thumb hovering, then played it. At first it sounded like static caught in a drain. Then something shaped itself out of the noise. My voice, but stretched, thinner, like it was being forced through a shape it didn't fit. "Stop, stop, stop, stop before it find the rest of you." The sound warped on the last word, cracking upward like metal under tension. Then a second voice layered over mine. Same tone, same cadence, but off by a fraction, like a corrupted echo murmuring from the wrong side of the speaker. I didn't stop. "You have to." I dropped the phone. My hands wouldn't cooperate for a full minute. When I checked again, the voice note was gone. Not deleted, just never there. But a new line in the email had appeared where it hadn't been before. "Audio will fail. It can't hold shape anymore." I felt watched. Not in the paranoid sense, more like something was leaning over my shoulder, trying to read the screen with me. I closed the email, but my phone vibrated instantly with another message. Not an email, not a text, just a fragment of a sentence appearing in my notifications. Not enough time to explain the rules. Rules. That word stuck. Rules meant structure. Structure meant a system. And if there was a system, then something was running it. I opened the email again, and new text poured in as I watched. Not type poured, lines forming too quickly, like they were being pasted from somewhere that didn't follow the same concept of sequence. One message repeated 3 times. "It's worse than dying. It keeps what remains. Don't let it take the rest of you." That was when my suspicion hardened into certainty. The thing sending this wasn't just future me. It was future me after something had already gotten to me. Something that eats at identity, hollows out cognition, leaves enough of a person alive to scream. Warnings backward through time. But even then, even shaking, I was stupid enough to hope this corrupted version of me had included a way out. Some final instruction, some cure, maybe even a last plea that still made sense. And that's when I noticed the attachment at the bottom of the email. A single file, not audio, not text, a video, no title, no duración, just a blank thumbnail that felt like staring into a covered mirror. I couldn't bring myself to tap it. Not then, not yet. And maybe that hesitation was the only reason I'm still here at all. I didn't open the file. It opened itself. It happened around 3 in the morning, the same cursed time everything else began. I was sitting at my desk, half hoping the whole email had been a hallucination born from too much caffeine and sleep deprivation, when my screen blinked. Not a notification, just a soft flicker, like someone turning on a light behind my monitor. Then the attachment icon lit up, and before I could touch anything, the video began to play. At first, I thought it was an old clip, bad lighting, shaky camera, but then the image stabilized. It was my apartment, my desk, my clothes, and sitting where I was sitting was me. Same tired eyes, same cracked phone screen lying beside the keyboard. Except the version of me on screen looked hollow, like the idea of a person rather than the person himself. His skin had this faint gray sheen, as if the color had been drained out of him pixel by pixel. I leaned toward the camera. His mouth opened, but the audio lagged behind, warped by static. If you're watching this, then it's already started again. His voice shook. Please, you have to stop. Don't read the last part. Don't say it out loud. It listens through the repetition. He froze for a few seconds, then twitched, glitchy like dropped frames. I tried deleting the file, he whispered, but it comes back. It always comes back. Every time I think I'm warning myself, I'm just feeding it. You think you're safe because you're early in the loop, but it's already watching through you. Then he looked directly at me. No, through me. And I swear for a second the reflection on my own screen moved before I did. The video ended. My screen went black. Then the email refreshed itself, and I saw a new message appear in my sent folder, addressed to me. Timestamped for tomorrow. I don't remember sending it. So now I'm posting this here, hoping maybe if enough people see it, it'll break the pattern. Maybe it needs a crowd to dilute it. Maybe it can't consume everyone. If you've watched until now, just tell me if anything strange happens after you finish this. Because for me, it started exactly 10 minutes later.